Gladys Knight is singing the national anthem.
Tonight, Gladys Knight's defending her decision to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl after critics have given her some criticism for it.
You know, it didn't take long after the NFL made the announcement that people were talking about it on social media. Some typing that she shouldn't perform because of how the NFL treated former 49er quarterback Collin Kaepernick.
Now we don't want to watch. Now we want to boycott because she doesn't support.
She doesn't disagree with Colin Kaepernick's protest, but she disagrees with anyone who tries to make Colin Kaepernick's protest about the national anthem. Because it's not about the national anthem. She says it is about injustice, it is about police brutality, and she supports that protest.
She's supposed to sing the national anthem. This is Gladys Knight. This is America. Is that really a real thing? We're not going to sing it. We live here. This is where we were born. This is where we were raised. Good, bad, or indifferent. Come on, really?
This is for all you disrespectful NFL players who don't give a shit about this country and those people who served and died. Protect your frickin' lame ass. Okay? You have the right to protest anything you frickin' want. But you know something? You can protest on your own frickin' time, not on my dime. Watch it burn. Right there, people. There it is. Okay? That's where disrespect gets you.
Yes, I still watch. All of these things have been measured in sports history. And at not one point did we stop watching. From 1919 and the White Sox, Black Sox, whatever you want to call them.
The very day my father died, the major tragedy in his day, the major tragedy in his entire life, was the Chicago Black Sox Scandal. And the absolute light, the sun of his life, the moon, the universe, was down there at 35th and Shields, right in the heart of Chicago's teeming, festering South Side, 35th and Shields, Comiskey Park. Shoeless Joe Jackson, the peerless center fielder. Yes, sirree. Buck Weaver, the sensational third baseman, the sensation of the entire league. Little lefty Dick Smith, the fantastic, tiny, left-handed pitcher who hurled for the White Sox. They were victorious all the way. They led the American League 3-4 straight seasons. And the thing about the Chicago White Sox ball players of that period is that they were like the guys who came to see them. They were all poor working men. They were not the kind of ball players that you see today. No, Shoeless Joe, do you know that Shoeless Joe Jackson, in his best year, the best outfielder in the whole of all of baseball, the heaviest hitter, the best fielder, you would not guess how much this poor guy earned. $2,100 for a whole year. And don't say that was a lot of money in those days. It wasn't. It really wasn't. Bartenders earned more than that. And then, one evil, dark day, late in October, the Chicago White Sox are playing the Cincinnati Reds for the World Championship. And everybody in the Western Hemisphere knew that the Chicago White Sox could make mincemeat of these panty waists without even so much as breathing heavy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majestic games were played. And the Chicago White Sox went down to ignominious defeat when it turned out late the following year that the Chicago White Sox had thrown the World Series. They had accepted money from evil gamblers from the East. New York Sharpies had come into town and bought out old shoeless Joe, who didn't even know what he was doing.
We all still watch.
9 top Negro athletes meet with Cassius Clay to discuss his anti-draft stand. They include Bill Russell, Lou Alcindor, and former pro footballer Jimmy Brown. Says Brown after the meeting, the champ is sincere in his religious beliefs. He believes in his religion, and his stand is based wholly on that. Clay's induction refusal cost him his title, and he faces a possible 5-year prison sentence. He claims exemption as a minister of the black Muslim.
I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you my enemy. My enemy is the white people, not Viet Congs or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
To Muhammad Ali, not going into the draft, dying an American hero.
It's tens of thousands saying goodbye to Muhammad Ali with that huge public memorial in his hometown this afternoon. And ABC's Ryan Smith is there in Louisville. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Michael. This is exactly how the champ wanted it. A funeral procession passing by his childhood home in this Muhammad Ali Center, and people coming from miles away of all races and religions to his hometown for a final farewell.
This morning, tens of thousands descending on Muhammad Ali's hometown of Louisville, Kentucky for a final farewell to the greatest of all time. The send-off fit for a king.
Yes, we still watch.
So I want to address all these bastards who think that it's okay to disrespect our national anthem and our flag. You see all these boxes behind me? My husband's Army. Every 3 years we have to pack up and move like clockwork. We sacrifice our family and our friends and our home. I sacrifice my husband when he gets orders to go overseas. When I kiss him, I don't know if that's the last time I'm ever going to kiss my husband. I sacrifice my father to war, who has many ailments to include cancer. We sacrifice family and friends who have come home underneath that flag that you so blatantly disrespect. Y'all are darting out in so many directions, nobody can follow what your cause is. I don't even know what your cause is.
Live streamed on Facebook in the moments after a man is shot by police. His girlfriend in the car pulling out her phone and then capturing the moments right after. Her exchange with the police officer. Now seen by millions across this country. The pictures coming in now here in New York City of protesters gathering near Union Square. And just a short time ago, the governor of Minnesota asking, would this have happened if those passengers were white? He said, I don't think so. We begin with ABC's Gio Benitez in Minnesota.
Stay with me.
This is Diamond Reynolds streaming live on Facebook from her cell phone just moments after her boyfriend, Philando Castile, was shot by police during a traffic stop over what she says was a broken taillight. She says Castile told the officer he was carrying a licensed gun.
He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm.
The police officer pointing his gun into the car. Reynolds calm and clear. Her young daughter in the back seat.
Waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm off. We got pulled over on Larpener.
I told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out of it.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead. Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are.
I wonder what our cause is.
America's largest police force is facing a serious controversy over a video that's gone viral showing officers arresting a suspect who later died. The video is wrenching, and here's ABC's Ron Claiborne.
In the video, you can see 43-year-old Eric Garner confronted by two plainclothes officers for allegedly peddling illegal cigarettes. The officers move in to arrest him. One of them puts his forearm around Garner's neck. More police join in, pinning him to the ground as he cries out.
I can't breathe.
The father of 6 was rushed to a local hospital where he died.
The entire kneeling for the anthem situation, and I'm not going to lie, this does kind of tick me off, so let's talk about it. Basically what's happening is a bunch of spoiled rich brats are kneeling during the anthem. Now I believe this all started from last year when Colin Kaepernick kneeled during the anthem. You know, the guy who makes $19 million a year but thinks black people are oppressed. His whole kneeling business was also to protest police brutality against black people, which again is fine, but as we all know, police brutality affects everyone. It's not only a black person issue. So his original cause, his original statement was also ill-informed.
Despite leading his team to a Super Bowl appearance in 2013, Colin Kaepernick is best known not for his performance on the field, but rather this one, on the sidelines. Kneeling during the U.S. national anthem has become Kaepernick's signature move, a gesture to protest discrimination against minorities in the U.S.
We have a lot of people that aren't treated equally, aren't given equal opportunities. Police brutality is a huge thing.
The 29-year-old quarterback began his protest last year as the number of black men killed by police officers grew and demonstrators with the Black Lives Matter movement rallied in U.S. cities.
But yet, I still watch.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Now, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell released a statement just a few minutes ago. The NFL and our players are at our best when we help create a sense of unity in our country and our culture. There is no better example than the amazing response from our clubs and players to the terrible natural disasters we've experienced over the last month. Divisive comments like these demonstrate an unfortunate lack of respect for the NFL, our great game, and all of our players.
I will jump that fence and fight every nigger here, bro.
Harder.
I will jump that fence and fight every nigger here, bro.
Still watching.
NBA referees rigged the 2002 playoff series to force a revenue-boosting 7 games. That's what a former referee at the center of a gambling scandal is alleging. Without identifying anyone or naming teams, disgraced referee Tim Donaghy also claims the league routinely encouraged referees to ring up bogus fouls to manipulate results.
Still watching.
On October 16th, 1968, 2 award-winning U.S. athletes used the medal ceremony at the Olympics to protest racial inequality in America. Sprinters Tommie Smith and John Carlos placed first and third in the 200-meter dash at the Games in Mexico City. As the national anthem played, rather than hold their hands over their hearts and face the American flag, they bowed their heads and raised black-gloved fists in a silent protest. Both men removed their shoes and wore black socks to signify black poverty. Smith also wore a black scarf around his neck, saying it was to represent black pride. While supporters praised the athletes' bravery, their protest was largely perceived negatively as a show of disrespect. 2 days after their gesture of protest, Smith and Carlos were expelled from the Olympic Village for allegedly violating the principles of the Olympic spirit. Despite their medal-winning performances, they faced intense criticism and received death threats upon returning home. Gradually, the symbolic importance of their protest came to be more widely recognized. Today, that image of the 2 men with fists in the air and heads bowed is one of the most enduring symbols of the American civil rights struggle.
I'm still watching.
This was a sad day for baseball and one of the game's greatest players.
Good evening to you. We will have the full story on the banning of Pete Rose shortly. A man who says baseball is his life may have to spend the rest of his life as an outsider in the sport. Baseball legend Pete Rose has been banned from the game by Commissioner Bart Giamatti. CNN's Nick Charles reports.
After nearly 3 decades in the game, baseball for Pete Rose became a vanished reality Thursday. Baseball Commissioner Bart Giamatti in New York ended 6 months of swirling questions and banished Pete Rose permanently from baseball in front of a backdrop appropriately draped in funereal black.
The banishment for life of Pete Rose from baseball is the sad end of a sorry episode. One of the game's greatest players has engaged in a variety of acts which have stained the game, and he must now live with the consequences of those acts.
In Cincinnati, Pete Rose fought through the sweeping emotion and finality of his judgment day.
And as you can imagine, this is a very sad day. You know, I've been in baseball 3 decades.
Yes, I still watch.
One upstate restaurant agrees politics should stay off the field.
Now he's protesting all NFL players who take a knee during the national anthem. 7 News reporter Kirsten Glavin is joining us now. She's live in Greenville to explain. Kirsten.
Well, that's right. The owner of Palmetto Ale House took to Facebook last night announcing he would no longer be airing NFL games at his restaurant until players quit protesting during the national anthem. Palmetto Restaurant and Ale House now changing the channel during NFL football games after recent protests during the national anthem. He doesn't believe it belongs during nationally televised games. He says it's disrespectful.
I support the players to the point till they take the knee. And when they take the knee, then it's totally disrespect to our flag and to our country. And in my opinion, it's too far.
I mean, they call us baby killer, everything you could think of. And like I said, I was getting on the plane, they spit on us, and it wasn't good.
Joe Stowell came to grab a bite after watching players take a knee.
We saw the whole protest thing yesterday, which I think is abysmal.
Shannon Allen and Laverne Zimmerman also came out of their way to show support.
You don't really come to watch people make a political statement, you come to watch them perform.
When I landed at the San Francisco airport, I was spit on. I was called a baby killer.
Well, it hurt everybody's feelings. People were against the war, so they were against us.
Went in the men's room, took off my uniform, threw it in a garbage can, and put on civilian clothes to wear the rest of the way home.
And all we were doing is a job that we were asked to do. We don't hold it against American people.
Brandon Brown, for example, says he ate at the restaurant Sunday, and that will be his last time there.
For this owner to make this a political statement and to say that he doesn't want to segment a business and his establishment was very painful.
The Super Bowl is coming. This is internationally the biggest sporting event of the year. It's bigger than the Olympics. It's bigger than the World Series. It's bigger than the NBA Finals. It's bigger than the World Cup. Maybe, okay? I say it's bigger than the World Cup. For real. This is the biggest sporting event. It should be a national holiday on the Monday afterwards. It really should. Yeah, I'm going with that. And you're not gonna watch? I still watch. But I still watch. Yep, I'm watching. Yeah, we still watch. We're still watching. Yes, I still watch. Yes, I still watch. Yes, I still watch. Yes, I still watch. We all still watch. Yes, we still watch. But yes, I still watch. Still watching. I'm still watching. I'm not watching. Still watching. Are you still watching? We all still watch.
To breathe this